What is the Mass Effect headcanon project? For a complete breakdown, I recommend you hit the link right here. But for all intents and purposes, the majority of this series will be presented as a typical Let's Play, but rather than blind first-time reactions, I will be documenting all of the events of the games in retrospective. This will include breakdowns of specific encounters, my occasional personal views and critique of the game itself, Easter eggs, bugs, and glitches.
What are they doing? Yeah? Are you okay, guys?
But most importantly, a detailed explanation of my own personal headcanon and why I perceive this particular Commander Shepard to be the most compelling and interesting. I have painstakingly developed this headcanon because of how immersive and expansive this trilogy really is. As an aside, this isn't what I consider to be the best complete playthrough, it's just what I think is ultimately the best story that can be told with the content that there is to be discovered. To get to this point, I have had to play the trilogy so many times with so many varying outcomes that even to this day I am still discovering something new with every playthrough. It's a monument to the absolute masterpiece that is Mass Effect, and I hope that I manage to encapsulate those who also love this series as I do, so as to stimulate discussion on a video game that even now, 11 years later, still has people talking. If you are new to this series, I will provide a link to the complete playlist in the description below. Otherwise, welcome back. It's time to help out some of the crew and reward them for their loyalty. Greetings, Spacefarers. Glad to have you with us. We've got some housekeeping to take care of this week, as well as finally starting to earn our keep when it comes to our duty to the Alliance.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Shepard, this is Admiral Kahoku. I found out who set that trap for my men. The ones killed by the Thresher War. Damn, I hope you get this message. It was a group called Cerberus. An Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
I understand it's dramatic and whatnot, but why exactly does he have to go into hiding? Isn't he an admiral in the Alliance? Like, shouldn't he have resources, a fleet? Well, whilst we ponder that, we're gonna go deal with this situation on Luna. Gotta start appeasing Daddy Hackett. I'm not particularly fond of this assignment. It's really boring, it drags on, and it's repetitive. There are some implications in regards to the story. The enemy we are facing is yet another example of the dangers of AI and its propensity to rebel. The aftermath does involve some spoilers for Mass Effect 2 and 3, so we'll just leave it at that. Regardless of what difficulty setting you're on, you're probably better off just dealing with these turrets from a distance. There's no actual ground forces until you get inside the base. Once dealing with the defences, we can head into the first bunker. When inside, we're faced with the rinse and repeat action of dealing with several attack drones, and then the thoroughly engaging task of destroying the virtual intelligence's power supplies. Oh yeah, with each bunker comes a different set of obstacles for each power cluster that you destroy. This one, for instance, releases toxic gas. The second bunker will start putting up barriers, and not just in front of the power supplies, but also in front of all of the doors. The final bunker just releases a set of supplementary drones. Once you take out them, you can then take out the final power cluster. It's kind of cool. It really does give you the sense that the VI is doing everything it can to self-preserve. A burst of white noise over all frequencies nearly deafens you. Your hardsuit's heads-up display interprets it into a series of zeros and ones. They repeat again and again, blanketing all frequencies until the lights on the final VI cluster flicker and die. I'm not sure how true this is, but I've heard that this binary code sequence translates to the word help. It's kind of sad if it's true. It's interesting to note that upon completion of this assignment, you actually get a specialization class. It's just 2 different variations of your base class, but the reason I find it interesting is because if you skip this mission altogether, then you'll never actually receive this specialization. It's a little weird considering that this mission is so innocuous. My very first time playing, I completely missed this. I'm going with Shock Trooper. Up next, we head to the planet Tuntau, I think it's pronounced, to begin the first of a series of what I call the loyalty missions. Side note, this is the only true way to master the art of the Mako.
This is the place. My armor's here somewhere.
We'll find it, Wrex. Let's go take care of business. This is just your run-of-the-mill mercenary gang fight. Though one of the mercenaries is named, and it's this Turian that Wrex told us has his family armor, Ton Actus. And there he is. Oh, got him. Once the compound is cleared, we can head upstairs and retrieve the armor.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap. But at least I've got it back.
That's really good news, Wrex. And we're actively trying to get him to trust us, so this top option has double meaning. It's great for him, and great for our camaraderie.
I'm glad we could help you get it back.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Wrex touches his grandfather's armor, his expression thoughtful perhaps, Krogan hard to read. Then he shakes off his bemusement and grips his gun with renewed purpose. Time to move on. Now we're buddies! Up next, we're heading to the planet Chaska, where we've received a distress signal from a colony.
Looks deserted.
It's a pretty basic mission. There's 3 separate outposts that all appear to be abandoned from the outside. Once we get inside, we find out that isn't the case. The colonists have all been turned into husks. So essentially we have to go from outpost to outpost, clearing out all the husks unfortunately, looking for some sort of indication as to what exactly happened here. Eventually we come across the colony's main computer. A colonial pioneer team rarely consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It is clear that none of them have survived. The Cerberus group has a lot to answer for here. And so the Cerberus plot thickens. We might have to deal with them sooner than later. Once we head back to the ship, we hop on over to the next star system, where we receive yet another distress call.
Looks like we've got an active distress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
This time we discover that the colony hasn't been turned into husks, but Thorian creepers. That can only mean exogeny. And exogeny we already know is connected with Cerberus. The task inside is once again the unfortunate business of cleansing the colony. Shepard and company must take solace in the fact that these people are already gone. As we push on through, we eventually find some survivors who had managed to lock themselves in a storage room.
Rescuers? Oh, thank God. See? I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief Exogeny Researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
So far in this star cluster, we've seen Cerberus husks, and now we have exogeny Thorian creepers. I'm not exactly in the mood for bullshit. I need answers.
Not so fast. First, you're gonna tell me why this place is overrun with Thorian creepers.
How do you know about the Thorian?
Don't act coy. I've caught you all red-handed. I killed it.
I know what Exogeny was up to. I saw what they let the Thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Pharos. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants. Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
Why didn't you send a clear message asking for help? All we had was that signal from the emergency beacon.
This is a closed communications base. Exogeny was worried about someone on the project selling secrets to a rival firm or reporting our work to the authorities. We have no direct communication with the outside, only the emergency beacon. It sends a general distress signal to the Exogeny site on Pharos. They're supposed to send a team to respond inside of 24 hours, but it sounds like they had problems of their own.
Any chance some of the other people at the base might still be alive?
I doubt it. Too many creepers out there. They never stood a chance. We're the only ones left.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Maybe there was still some kind of link between the creepers and the Thorian back on Pharos. The Thorian was unlike any other life form we've ever studied. I can't explain how, but maybe when it died, it somehow set off the creepers here.
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
Someone has to answer for this. And I'm the wrong guy to try and swindle.
You were in charge of this project. The safety of the staff was your responsibility. They trusted you, and you betrayed that trust.
Be reasonable. I didn't mean for this to happen. Besides, how does it help anyone if I end up in jail? Normally Exogeny would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Pharos. But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
I can't do that. You have to be held accountable. Besides, I've already got plenty of money.
The victims here deserve justice. I have to take you in.
That's not going to happen.
So you have chosen death.
Open fire. Open fire!
Exogeny's second-rate mercs proved no match for a trained Alliance Marine. With the last of the science crew dead, there's no reason to linger here. Why does Exogeny hire literally every scientist in the universe with a death wish? Joking aside, it actually probably makes sense if you think about it. These people know what they're up to. They know the type of science that they're involved in. Somewhere deep down, they must know that their lives are at risk if they get discovered, found out, etc. Up next, we continue following this Cerberus Exogeny trail. Leads us to the starship MSV Cornucopia. Once again, we're greeted with the nightmarish cosmic horror atmosphere. I wonder what we're going to find here. And it's husks again.
Surprise, surprise! Surprise, surprise!
This one kind of takes a while.
According to the log files, the ship was out near the Perseus Veil. Looks like they found some kind of alien artifact. They brought it on board, and then... This doesn't make any sense. They plotted a course straight into the Perseus Veil, like they wanted the Geth to find them.
Well, I'm actually trying to piece together all this weirdness that we've encountered in the star cluster. The possible brainwashing that seems to lead towards becoming a husk is quite alarming.
That artifact must have done something to them. Why else would someone fly into Geth space?
The entries don't make a lot of sense after that. It's like the captain's mind was falling apart. Doesn't say anything about how the ship got back into human territory.
Yeah. The Geth turned them into husks and left the ship where someone would find it, trying to show us what happens to organics dumb enough to enter the Veil.
Yes, Ashley, but also, it is actually some excellent writing that this game makes us feel like the husks originated with the Geth. Thus far, all signs point to that. It's some very good misdirection, if you ask me. So we're going to move on from this star cluster. I believe the Kepler Verge is next on my list. There's another loyalty mission to take care of out there. But first we're going to go investigate something else for Admiral Hackett.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I've received some information I thought you'd want to see, Commander. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
Sounds dicey. How can I help, sir?
I'm happy to look into it, Admiral. What can you tell me?
We found a connection between the scientists and you. They all worked on a classified project several years ago, on a cruise.
All I heard was scientists and a coos. Those bastards.
Move, you bastards!
A cruise? I lost my whole unit there. You're saying that our scientists were involved?
I can't get any information on what they were working on. The project records were sealed. Commander, Shepard, what you do with this is up to you. I just thought you'd want to know. There was one other scientist on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting his last known coordinates. Good luck. 5th Fleet out.
What I do with this is up to me, hey? Very wise, Admiral Hackett. Very cool role-playing element coming up here, as this is one of those assignments where your backstory has the potential to affect the way things proceed. These soldiers are definitely more prepared than we initially thought, but nonetheless they are easily dispatched. Fresh kill. As we push on in, we come across more mercenaries. What do these people have to do with a cruise? After we've dealt with the last of the mercenaries, it's time to get to the bottom of this.
Stay back! I've got no grief with you. All I want is this bastard.
Please! He's a madman! Mr. Toombs, you're insane! You need help!
Shut up! You don't get to lie. You don't... Shepard? My God, Shepard, is that you?
Very conflicted here. After all these years, I thought I was the only one to survive. And don't get me wrong, I'm totally glad to see that my bro is alive. But how?
Corporal Toombs? But I saw you die on a cruise. How did you get here?
They took me, Shepard. The scientists.
You can't prove any of this! This man is delusional!
See, they were running tests on the Thresher Maws. They let those things hit us just to watch and study. I woke up in a holding cell. The scientists were delighted I'd survived. Now they had someone to run tests on.
Tests? Considering what we've seen recently, and the way that people have been tested on all across these star clusters, yeah. What kind of tests?
What did they do to you, Toombs?
You can't believe Toombs! He doesn't have any proof! I demand a fair trial!
He was there! You bastard! He knows the truth! They're part of some organization, Cerberus, that runs secret tests like this. They treated me like a lab animal. This man deserves to die, Shepard. For you, for me, for everyone else in the unit. Are you with me?
Look, I've been living with this desire for retribution for years. I am with you, Toombs, 100%. But think about this. Let's make this public. Make sure these people get what they deserve. You shouldn't give them the courtesy of a quick death.
I can arrest him. He'll answer for his crimes in court.
Weren't you listening? He was part of a secret organization. I don't know what Cerberus is, but they'll never let their operation become public. This is the only way. Are you helping me, or are you killing me?
I've seen this trauma before. Heck, I've lived it. But this is why I say he's conflicted. All the long years he's brooded over what happened on Aku's, he can't deny that he wouldn't want to do this. But seeing Toombs like this really puts it into perspective for him. Toombs, let it go. You want justice. This isn't justice.
You're better than this, Toombs. You're not like them.
Don't tell me who I am. You got away with a few scratches and a scary reputation. The rest of the unit died, and I was tortured for years, Shepard. You can't judge me. You don't have the right.
You're absolutely right. I don't. But I couldn't help then. Now I can. It feels like this is my chance to atone. My chance to finally rid myself of survivor's guilt.
Toombs, if I could have helped you on Aku's, I would have. All I can do is help now. Let me.
Okay. I'm no murderer. They couldn't make me one. Just as long as he goes to trial. Maybe the screaming will stop now. I don't know.
This is an interesting set of dialogue options, because the renegade option, I do, it doesn't, is true. I do know that it doesn't. But I know what he's going through. I won't make him feel like he has to suffer. I have the power to silence his demons, and perhaps my own.
Those bastards can't hurt you anymore. Joker, tell the 5th Fleet we need a ship for pickup.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Toombs stares morosely at the floor, lost in his memories. You give the scientist a shove towards the door. Your mission is complete. The Alliance courts will take it from here. I feel like we made a difference.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I reviewed your report on the situation, Commander. I'm glad to see you were able to take Dr. Wayne in alive. Now we can put him on trial and get some answers. Corporal Toombs seems to have found some closure. Hopefully with therapy, he'll have a normal life again someday. I hope this helped you find some peace, Commander. Thank you. 5th Fleet out.
I'd like to say it did, Admiral. Thank you. Next, within this very star cluster, we have the opportunity to go and track down this Dr. Salion, the Solarian scientist that Garrus was tracking. This is another loyalty mission. The MSV Fidel, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. In addition to the standard cargo bay, the hull has several biological research modules attached. Alright, just like we did with Wrex and his armor, we have to make sure we bring Garrus along for this mission. Let's bring Liara too, she doesn't come often. Again with the Lovecraft. So these are called test subjects, but they're basically the exact same mobs as the Thorian Creepers. Presumably they are just stand-ins for the people that Dr. Salion experimented on, and the Thorian Creeper asset was the closest thing they had. It's a little bit cheap, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
We do have to be certain, but I trust Garrus. So I'm gonna go with the right option.
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy! Please, don't let him do this to me.
I don't want to condone killing in cold blood. I also don't want Garrus to think that way either. I'd like to believe that I've been helping him towards this idea of knowing when and when not to act.
We'll take him in. Drop him off with the military.
But we have him. We can't let him get away. Not again.
He's not going to get away. He's going nowhere. We have him. Think, Garrus.
If he dies, we'll never know what he's been up to or how he did it. We'll take him in, interrogate him, and he'll serve his time.
Okay. You're right. You're a very lucky Salarian. You owe the Commander your life.
Oh, thank you so very much.
And so he dies anyway. What was the point of that?
Well, I mean, it's his choice if he wants to commit suicide by cop. It's not like we didn't offer him another choice. It is kind of presented to us in a very awkward way, but that's how I see it in my headcanon.
You can't predict how people will act, Garrus, but you can control how you'll respond. In the end, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I don't think I ever met anyone like you, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
Salien's medical equipment is stained with the blood of many species, pale blue, violet, orange, and more than a few dark red, but his work has ended here. Time to head back to the Normandy. Yeah, mission accomplished basically, Garrus. Don't worry about it. We do have one last loyalty mission to take care of, but there's 0 dialogue, so I will just show you some highlights and provide my narration. Let's begin.
Message coming in from the brass at Arcturus. Patching it through.
Normandy? Admiral Hackett here. We're getting reports of a marked increase in Geth activity in the Skyllian Verge. Surveillance drones have identified Geth outposts on 4 different planets in the Armstrong cluster. We need someone to take them out.
So, yep, you guessed it. This is Tali's loyalty mission.
We have any idea what they're after?
Hard to say. They may be just gathering intel on us. Or maybe they're setting up staging grounds for hit-and-run attacks on human colonies.
It could be the first wave of an invasion.
Let's hope not. We need someone to investigate this, Shepard. Finding Saren is still your top priority, but you've got experience fighting the Geth. You're the logical choice to take out these outposts. We're transmitting all the locations of known Geth outposts in the Armstrong cluster to the Normandy now. Admiral Hackett out.
In a nutshell, this assignment involves taking down 4 Geth outposts, with a 5th being revealed at the end. One of the nice things about this assignment is it doesn't have that rinse and repeat feeling that a lot of the other side missions have. Each outpost has different combinations of enemies, resulting in you having to adapt your approach. Outpost number 4 is in fact a human colony, where you have to fight both Husks and Geth. This is yet another encounter that tries to mislead us into thinking the Husks were created by the Geth. Another unique aspect to this mission is the way it will spawn in enemies after you've completed one objective, seen here with this Geth dropship. Upon dispatching the Geth forces, the 5th base is revealed.
I thought one of these outposts would be a major base of operations.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
The main Geth base. Use the signal to lock onto its location and go take it out.
And lo and behold, the 5th and final Geth base. As the last Geth falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a Quarian stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful a cappella of worlds and innocence lost. The recorded song is dispatched to the Geth worlds behind the Perseus Veil. The transmitter shuts down. In the room towards the back, we can find the items that Tali requires for her pilgrimage. You discover a number of encrypted Geth data files. In the proper hands, they could reveal much about the evolution of the Geth since the banishment of the Quarians. And that's that. Another Uncharted Worlds extravaganza out of the way. Next week we will continue on with the priority missions and head off to Noveria. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And to pass time until the next episode, you can go and watch some of these lore videos. Keep us alive, my friends, and until next time.
I should go.